So in the last video, we wound up unveiling the color. Today we are going to wet sand and try to buff. And then we're going to put the whole car back together because I think it's time. Most of the car turned out pretty smooth, but we're going to try to get it even smoother. And then there's a little bit of texture on the doors. I always spray a little light on the doors. So we're going to go ahead and wet sand this out and then use the awesome buffer that Amanda got me for my birthday. I am not a detailer kind of guy at all, so I hope I don't mess this up. We're going to start pretty light. I think I'm going to do 1,000 grit and work up to like 2,500, just wet sanding. And then we're going to polish with a wool pad and a foam pad using the CSI Ceramic Pro kit, or whatever the hell they call that stuff. We got a lot to do this weekend, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Bye. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never really done this to a car before, so bear with me. Don't learn from me. Only learn from my mistakes. It's working out pretty well so far. I still see a little bit of sand scratches, and there's a little bit of orange peel, so I think I can be a little bit more aggressive with the wool pad, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. This buffer definitely works pretty well. But we're gonna hit it again and see how smooth we can get it. We're going to untape the car, and that's going to put dust all over our nice clean paint. The car is pretty much cleaner than it's ever going to be for a while until I repaint it at some point. Overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. When I was doing the cut and buff, I probably could have cut a little bit deeper. I could have started with 800, I think, and got rid of a little bit more orange peel, because I feel like the clear is pretty thick, but I was still a little scared. This was kind of my first decent attempt at a paint job. The skyline doesn't count because that was all just a rush. See, like the trunk turned out really nice. The reflection in the trunk is pretty clean. But like I said, we're going to unmask the car, and that's going to make a lot of dust anyway. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Hopefully the inside of the car didn't get any kind of paint in it, because that would suck. It's the first time this door has been opened in like, what, a month? 2 months? I don't remember. Oh, look at all that tape. Look at the $100 in tape. I don't need to buy another nice vacuum. I did not do the door jams, obviously. Most of this is going to be covered up by the weather stripping anyway, so should be good to go. Still got to clean this up and re-tape this for the corner windows, but it's going to be a long process still. Still got a lot to do. Definitely was hoping to have most of this together by now, but the buffing process took a little bit longer than I anticipated, just like everything else. Did hose off the side skirts and all the plastic bits that come on this car. You can see they're still kind of dirty because Club Loose mud is made out of glue or something. It just does not want to come off. Also, there was some dust that got on the car just from cleaning off all the plastic and stuff. The roof got a little dusty. Luckily, there wasn't any kind of breaks and there's no paint on the roof. I really need to try to clean the roof off a little bit better anyway, because there's like a couple stains on it because this is kind of old paint. It's 11 years old now. But seeing it without all the masking on is really nice. I always liked having a black roof and then a changing color on the sides. This color with the black is just a really good combo, and it's not even clean yet. Another thing I wound up doing was buying some new headlights. These headlights literally came from Amazon. They're just some cheap reproduction ones. The headlights that were on the car, the tri-bar things, were kind of like burnt out. They were burnt out from like the first month that I had those lights. They never really worked right. If anybody bought those lights because they saw my car, I'm sorry, because they were terrible. But hopefully these work out better because they just used the factory stuff. I did buy some new factory Sylvania light bulbs. I'm probably going to need the blinker bulbs too. I didn't even think about that. We'll see what we got laying around. If not, there's always Amazon. I'm going to use this plastic blade. Either my allergies are really bad today or I have COVID. I apologize for how I sound. Probably more groggy than usual. Inside the box you have another box. Inside that box is another box. Just kidding, it's headlights. These are just factory styled headlights. They do have black inserts, which I can't remember what the factory had. These are brand new, and I kind of wanted to just keep them fresh and clean, but I did buy Laminex. I want to turn these yellow. I know it's probably not legal, but I really don't care.
A few minutes later.
I gave it some thought, and I really wanted to do the yellow headlights, but I think I'm just going to leave these black for now. I guess eventually put yellow on them. Comment below if I should put the Laminex on them, or if you think it's just going to get me pulled over. I like how they mark them LH, like somebody would actually put this on the passenger side by accident. Ready to put the taillights in. They are old and dirty. Just look at them. They're so old and dirty. And these are the original 2010 to 2012 style, which everybody replaces with the 2013. And I'll admit the 2013s look so awesome, and they'd probably look super cool on this car, but especially with this color, the black and the purple would really like pop, I think. But I feel like it's almost rare to see these lights now, to the point where these are almost cool. At least that's what I tell myself when I'm about to put them back in. These even have a little bit of a crack in them, which I kind of forgot about. If anybody's selling some 2013, 2014 taillights, let me know. I'll give you some money. So Mustang is a horse, and you can't have a horse without a big old fat
Wang! Pay attention!
Skirts are on, and the car is off jack stands for the first time in like 2 months or something. Battery's charging. Still don't have the cowl cover on, and I lost a spring for the driver's side door handle. I don't know where the little spring is that kind of keeps the handle springy. I'm gonna try to order one of those. It looks like I have to order a whole new handle, which kind of sucks because I'm gonna have to try to take the spring out and put that on the old handle just so I can have a painted handle. But anyways, we're gonna take this thing outside. It's nice and bright and hot, and we're gonna try to start it, take it outside, see what it looks like in the sunlight. It's a little dusty. I might try to wipe it down a little bit. I just really want to see the car outside. I really think the flake underneath is gonna pop in the sun, I think. I'm still kind of debating like recutting this. I really should have cut the orange peel down a lot more. The orange peel on the sides is a little bit worse than I want it. It's shiny, but I feel like I could do a little bit better. Anyway, let's try to start this thing and take it outside and see what it looks like. Hopefully this starts, or I'm gonna have to like repop the hood. It's like an event. Please start, please. Good old Volvo saves the day again. Could have used my Type S jumper pack, but I don't have it here. It's in the Skyline, which is currently not working. So yeah, if you need a jump pack, just buy a $500 Volvo or Type S. Use my code RAYBON10 to save 10%. Never really realized how much higher the hood of the Volvo is compared to the Mustang. Really need to lower this thing. They make a cute couple though. Aww, a Swedish and an American. What a nice love story. Looks like that motor will fit inside of here. That gives me an idea. Maybe I'll start pulling this motor out and putting it in here. Does it sound like a good idea, Dodson? off this, mostly dust. Maybe I'll wipe it down and then we'll do the photos and the video. Oh, it looks good. So I was having kind of a bad day. Was not feeling good earlier. Just frustrated with life, but man, this is making me feel a lot better. Yeah, feels so much better. The flares still aren't on it, but we're gonna do some B-roll. This thing just looks so good. I'm so in love with it. Normally I have low self-esteem, but occasionally I do something and I impress myself, and this is one of those times. This just looks so good in person. Hope it looks good on video, so let's find out. Fender flares are still filthy. I cleaned these things multiple times with soap and water and detail spray, and they're still stained from the club loose mud. It just won't go away. It's a constant reminder that I sucked and I really need to buy tires with good traction. I guess that's why they put glue in the mud or something. But we're gonna go ahead and put these on. I have another set of these flares. This is actually the second set. The original prototype ones were really chewed up, and I bought these from my friend John. He got these from Vaughn a couple years ago, and because he sold his S197, he sold me the flares. So this is that set. They're a little bit shorter in the front than the original set that I have. I have a set of the original prototypes, the kind that was on the McGuire show car and a couple other cars. Not many of these sets around from what I understand, so they're pretty rare. That's why I bought the second set. So we're gonna go ahead and bolt these on just so we can drive the car and maybe go to a Cars and Coffee tomorrow, because I just really want to drive this car, but it looks really unfinished if I don't put the fender flares on. So we're gonna go ahead and put them on, and hopefully it looks cool even though these are stained. And during the week we'll go ahead and try to fix up the other set that I have. I was debating on painting these a different color, but I think I'm gonna leave them flat black. Kind of matches the plastics and stuff on the car. I really wanted to do them in like a silver maybe, or just something different just to make it pop a little bit more. Same thing with the deck lid panel, because we're going to be respraying that because it's a little rusty. We're just going to do that in gloss black because it matches the roof. Thought about doing it in some other color, but we're just going to do gloss. But yeah, besides that, the car is really close to being drivable. So if you're like me and you lose your spring for your door handle, you're just gonna have to order a whole new door handle. I don't know what that part number for that spring would be, but I never found any info. This came from carparts.com, and for some reason it also had a $10 off DoorDash coupon and a $100 wine voucher, which kind of sounds nice. Naked Wines. I'm gonna look into this. This handle was like 20 bucks. Hopefully I can get the spring off of it. Let's try to get this spring out and put it on the old handle. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but I'm gonna try. Hopefully the spring doesn't bounce off and go into orbit or something. I've got the old spring, now I gotta attempt to put this on the old handle. Still need to repaint the deck lid panel. I just wanted to put it on so I can go to something this weekend. I just really want to go to a goddamn car event. I didn't feel putting the door handle on because it took way too long to put the spring on, to be honest. It was actually a lot easier than I thought, but I thought it was supposed to go a certain way and it didn't, and now it's on. So I have door handles and the deck lid panel. Hopefully this doesn't blow off tomorrow. I'm just going to detail garage. It's not very far, it's pretty close, so this isn't even really even. Doesn't matter because we're gonna pull it off. It's just temporary. Car looks way better with the flares on. That fitment in the rear is pretty bad. I forgot how bad it was on just the 1.5 inch spacers. And I think the 2-inch spacers are at the house. I can't remember. I'm really happy with how this color turned out. I really like it a lot. I'm pretty satisfied. I learned a lot on this one. It's not a perfect paint job. A lot of time in it, but it's all a learning process. That was definitely a lot of hours off of my life, but we learned tons. So yeah, we're gonna end the video there. So thanks for watching and hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I will see you pretty soon with some more Mustang mod stuff and some car events. I'm gonna try to take this to Formula D. I don't have a booth spot this year, but I'll probably take it to like the car show unless somebody needs a booth car. We got some wheel stuff coming up and some Type S stuff coming up, so stay tuned for all that. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side, y'all. episode, we're gonna have some wheels, and they're gonna be these